Welcome back. A live look at the first warned Doppler radar, that big storm system making an impact. We've got a breaking headline here now, a tornado warning for Charlotte. We're going to go to Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich, who is watching this. Brad?
Looking at the radar here and saw this quick spin up. This occurred right in the eastern part of Mecklenburg County, southern part of Cabarrus, northern Union, and really parts of, I would say, Stanley County. Let me show you this velocity couplet, because right here, you see Midland right there, and the town of Brief, there's Clear Creek. There's that quick spin up. So we saw this quick spin up. Now, this is in between four counties, basically. Mecklenburg here, Cabarrus, Stanley, Union. So it's right there. Quick spin up. This is exactly one of those things that comes up quick and goes away. But I was just looking at the radar and literally tweeted out, like, heads up, we got a rotation spinning up, because it was just happening so quickly. You can see that there's Unionville. Here's Charlotte. This is Mint Hill. Here's Matthews. There's Big Lick and New Salem. There's where that rotation is. So let me quickly put a track on that tornado warning. So that is up until 6:30 this evening. Now, it's a short fused warning. It's basically pushing due east. So basically over Stanfield, Locust, Big Lick, and Oakboro. That's the area that it's moving over. It's probably not going to last long. The fact that this warning is only 15 minutes long is pretty much telling you how quickly this thing probably spun up and then went back down. But that is a pretty tight circulation just south of the Cabarrus County line and the Union, Meck, Stanley County line. They're all coming together here. So, you know, this is why it's going to be confusing with warnings sometimes. We don't issue warnings for the whole county. We issue them for where the storm is. So when you see what we call the polygon, and I'll pop it back up here, let me throw it up on the screen. It's that pink area. That's the warning. Okay, we just got a new warning for Stanley County. So basically, the Raleigh office is going to help add on to the warning to give us one continuous warning into Stanley County. Reason you see that kind of weird shape, two different forecast offices. That's coming from Raleigh. This one's coming from Greer, South Carolina. So there's our circulation just east of Charlotte. This is the same cell which possibly produced a tornado. We got at least two warnings out of it back to the west. It weakened and then it pushed to the east and it started wrapping back up, basically because it got away from the other storm. So let me widen this out and I'll show you kind of how it's embedded in this line. It's kind of in a weird spot, but notice how it's kind of notched in here. The line drops here and goes south. This is kind of a weird spot here where it sticks out, and that's why we've got that warning. So the areas we're talking about, you know, basically going into eastern parts of Mecklenburg County. You're already out of it, Mecklenburg County. In really northern Union County, it's barely in the county. It's that southern tip, kind of where that little area comes together there for Cabarrus. This is really about Stanley County now, because this is moving into Stanley County, south of Locust, Stanfield, Big Lick area. So it's basically pushing due east. And if we go in real close there, you can see there basically 601, which runs right here. And then this is the Stanley County line. This is the Cabarrus County line. It's moving right in here. So we've got a lot of farms here. This is going to cross over, then move into the south central part of Stanley County. This warning is only up for that part of the county until 6:15, but the Stanley County warning is up until 7 o'clock. So this warning is going to expire pretty quickly because it's almost out of that area, and it's going to move into parts of Stanley County. So that tornado warning is going to be up for a little bit longer, almost 45 minutes, as it pushes off to the east. That thing spun up super quick, and I'm going to go back a couple frames just to show you how quickly this happened. You could see it was just a push of wind. Watch what happens here. Right here through Mecklenburg, doesn't look like much. Watch it move east. And then right there, just east of Mint Hill, basically on 218, heading out towards the old Sycamore community, started to crank up right there and then pushed out, wrapped up quickly. And if we go to right now, it's pushing out again. So that was a quick spin up. I'll loop that a couple more times just to show you how fast that spun up as it moves to the east. Now it is flying. That one is probably moving closer to 45 miles per hour as it pushes off to the east. Again, this is a tornado warning based on Doppler radar. We don't have any confirmation on the ground here, but we have a lot of spotters out here. So I'll be curious to see if we get any reports. Chris Mulcahy is in the Chevy Storm Tracker. And Chris, two things I know you've experienced a lot today, a lot of heavy rain and a lot of traffic. It has been crazy out there trying to get around with that heavy rain. But this new warning is exactly what we were talking about when this all started. QLCS, quick spin up on this squiggly line north of Charlotte.
Yeah, Brad, what I think has been really interesting is we've had the two worlds of tornado warnings. One, just like you said, the quasi-linear system. That means you have the squiggles along the line, quick spin up. about 90% of our tornadoes are usually from that realm. Meanwhile, we had one down in the south, which was a different scenario. So right now we're here on 485. This is around marker 62.8, and we're pulling up on exit 61. So we're not going to be able to catch up to the storm, but likely this is going to be the scenario that we were talking about before, that it was a quick spin up and now it's starting to weaken. Already by the time that Brad was talking, for a 2-minute time frame, we saw the tight rotation. Now we're starting to see it spread out a little bit more. Doesn't mean that it's done. It could spin back up again, but this system fell apart, but then it regenerated. Thunderstorms and tornadoes do this all the time, where they start to loosen up and then they tighten back up the rotation. So I think that we'll continue to see more scenarios like that. As for the rain, good things are happening around the Charlotte area. About a half hour ago, you couldn't even see in front of us. Traffic was at a standstill. The winds weren't all that bad, which is good, but wind is wind. That spin-up tornado sometimes underneath the circulation, so say if it is a rotating wall cloud or you just have rotation in general, that's where you can feel the winds along that. So yeah, we're not out of the woods quite just yet, but showing how fast this is moving is also a telltale sign that this is not going to last here long. The average forward speed of a tornado is usually around 30 miles per hour, but they can range anywhere from 0 to 70. As for this case and scenario, I think that this tornado warning was warned because they saw the rotation. That is disappearing, but doesn't mean that we're done yet. This is just prime time type of event for these type of QLCSs. I'm meteorologist Chris Mulkey, urging everyone to stay safe, drive safe, here from the Chevy Storm Tracker.